the club. Today is Sunday. Wake up and head to church and give God some of your time. We're going to be talking about Miss Renee Good, okay? Make sure you smash the like button. Shout out to the replayers and all that good stuff. I ain't got nothing else to do, so I'm right here, okay? We're going to stand on some business and talk about this situation. Lord knows it's out of control, but there's been a few updates, okay? So in dealing with the ICE agents around there in Minnesota, there's a lot of things that I've been researching and some things that has been disclosed. Now, be advised, this ain't no messy lie. We're gonna start standing on some business, and I'll be out of here in less than 30. But the one thing you can't say is the judge is not consistent. Okay, the judge is not moving her content forward. Good morning. Make sure you smash the like button. That's for all my haters. And much respect to my motivators, okay? Listen, when you are a boss in life, it's a hard job. But in the words of my boy Kendrick Lamar, somebody got to do it. And then it got done. Listen, I heard somebody up around here singing. They've been working out up around here. Been moving all their vocal muscles. It's late. The judge is homeless at the time. Lord have mercy. This is not a laughing matter. The nerve of some heifers. Dollar sign. Dollar sign Dear Yvette Show. If you're feeling froggy, please, frog, just leap. Good morning. It's who was at the club? Who was hanging out with somebody else lover? Somebody else man. Y'all know. Listen, take it to God in prayer, cause I don't care. What y'all doing in the bush? Plotter, I know you out there. Good morning, Lemonade. Thank you for being brave enough to drop down. Not many want to be seen with Judge Shady. Because, see, Judge Shady keeps it real and stand on business. See what I'm saying? Listen, I know a lot of y'all been looking. Oh, my God. Shout out to King Kai. Y'all stay tuned when we do Sunday service. Somebody's got to pray for these YouTube gutter gangster streets. Okay, now a lot of y'all, listen. We all play a role for the mentally challenged and the mentally unchecked up around here. We all listen. We all play a role in it. Okay, but it is what it is. I'm Judge Shady Hood Judge, and I don't care. Okay, only person that I have to live for is that man upstairs. Okay, but we're gonna be talking about Renee Good's family. We're gonna be talking about qualified immunity. Okay, all right. If you're already toe up from the flow up, get you a cup of tea or a cup of joe or something so you can get this free lesson. What exactly is qualified immunity? We're gonna be talking about that. Okay, listen. Last thing you're going to be able to say is the judge don't share information and able to have a conversation on her channel. Now, if you take the hate out your heart, you'll see the real for the real, okay? So recently, I mean, less than 18 hours ago, a judge in Minnesota ruled that these ICE agents, I call them, uh, well, we're gonna wait. It's only 4 minutes in. Okay, we're gonna be respectful and respect the YouTube guidelines, but at the same time, it's like a Willy Manilly fest or something like that. Willy Nilly fest. The stuff that I've been seeing, the different footages, the ICE agents' interactions with different agencies, man. Their interactions with the civilians, like it's just crazy to me that this is even happening in the United States of America. The thing was, a peaceful protest entails that a person is out there, believing and fighting for their cause peacefully. Now, these ICE agents, I've been seeing a lot of it's crazy. And I'm going to be very professional because sometimes I forget that I'm live and it's vertical. Please smash the like button. We only have 6 likes and there's a rack of you up in here. They say we only get more 5, but let's be clear. When it's your time, it's your time. Thank you. You know who you are. You just hit that like button. You listen, you're going to be blessed for the next 7 years. because you just stood on business. I appreciate it. But at the end of the day, all right, let me stay off course because sometimes I get so very passionate. I will come back to the chat. Drop down, interact. That's what it's all about. Otherwise, what is it all for? Anyway, a lot of these ICE agents, they are not qualified. They do not have the proper training. And they are actually compromised of all kinds of people, from military, people who has never been in law enforcement in their life. It's quite shocking what the actual the alleged requirements are to become an ICE agent and to be a part of the agents that's in these cities trying to round people up and things like this. Now, a judge just recently ruled that they can no longer tear gas protesters, and they also can no longer arrest them without lawful. Okay, it has to be lawful, and just because they're out there protesting and rage and stuff, isn't it does not warrant um, normal civilians who are exercising their right to be jacked up and hemmed up and all this. So shout out to that judge, because I know with all the foolery and the debauchery that's currently going on, it's quite interesting. What's up, Gila? Good morning, Lemonade. Good morning. I'm sorry, baby. So it's a lot of things that's going on, and we're going to talk about qualified immunity and why it could possibly be. And listen, nothing is impossible though. From the things that I've seen, nothing is impossible. Now, y'all know that a lot of the Department of Justice officials recently have been going around saying that pretty much, there was a mix up. These ICE agents who were recently armed up and sent out into the field, um, they were not qualified. Okay, they were not properly trained, and this, that, and third. But however, Miss Renee Good lost her life by a said ICE agent. Will he be brought on charges? Now, here's where a lot of police officers, and to me, I don't know this boy's complete background, but I've never saw law enforcement behind anything. Okay, now I don't know if he forgot to add something on the docket, but let's be clear. Qualified immunity is usually for law enforcement officials. Now, this ICE agent, like I said, he is compromised of somewhere totally different, the military, and it does not give him full arrest authority and qualified immunity, such as police officers when they get into jail. So let's talk about it. All right, smash the like button. Renee Good's family faces major hurdles suing the federal ICE agent who shot her due to legal doctrines like qualified immunity, which protect government officials unless conduct violated clearly established statutory or constitutional rights. And Supreme Court rulings like Egbert versus Boulay, make sure y'all check it out. That's one of the case studies that limit lawsuits against federal agents for rights violations, making it tough to hold agents accountable, even with video evidence of excessive force. Now, did y'all just hear that line right there? Making it tough to hold agents accountable, even with video with excessive force, despite the family hiring powerful attorneys and launching their own investigation. So her family has initiated the process of starting a lawsuit. They are alleging excessive force, and of course, the fact that she lost her life. It is, to me, as I stated before, that this is absolutely and could have been unavoidable. Okay, it did not have to happen. It absolutely did not have to happen. Now, I've seen some tricky things dealing with this qualified immunity stuff. Now, granted, about 3 or 4 years ago, Congress did scale back the actual rule in itself. So once again, make sure you study Egbert and Boulay. It's the case study, so it'll give you a little more in depth of how these laws are established. Okay, so the legal principle shields future agents from liability unless their actions violated. Now, did this officer action violate Miss Good's right? The more and more video footage that I'm seeing, I do not see her intentionally plowing into him. However, I will never understand how her vehicle ended up moving. Now, I did hear some lawful commands. Now, was Miss Good, did she have to listen to this agent. You can say yes and no on that because it all boils down to the state law. It all boils down to the fact, was this agent qualified? Okay. Um, it is a lot going on with this. Okay, so we're going to move on to Supreme Court precedent. Okay, so the Egbert versus Boulay ruling in 2022, it further restricts suing federal agents for constitutional violations, effectively closing doors for families like Goods seeking accountability. Now, I'm just simply giving you a guideline according to Renee Good's family's lawsuit that they either have brung or in the process they have obtained counsel. Okay. So, but these are just some of the hurdles because as you can see, we have a White House who has been, for whatever reason, allowed to make up their own laws, go by, throw everything at the wall to see what stick, even though it messes up everything the United States stand for. Okay, that everybody is innocent until proven guilty. They have a right to a speedy trial. Like it is a whole lot of things that amendments are being violated. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. You locked in with Judge Shady Court. We doing a little bit of content. Y'all know y'all not used to seeing this up around here unless somebody's coming for somebody here. See, the judge will get down with the best of them too, but the judge know how to pick and choose their battles. And let's be clear, I said 10 toes down. Okay. So this is going to be crazy. This is a lot. Now, first, we got to establish, and I think that we got to establish, was this ICE agent in violation? So there's a lot of things. Two things can be true. And that's why I said, man, I'm definitely going to be popping in and out on it, giving my little take. My prayers are out to a lot of the injured, the victims who are out there to protest and they're not able to do that peacefully. I'm told that it's like a war zone, allegedly, that there's just tear gas been thrown at people even if they have a question. It's gotten to that point, man, and it's just like enough is enough. So the family's response and investigation. Okay, so they hired a legal team. The family has officially retained the law firm Romanucci and Bladen, which represented George Floyd's family, okay, to investigate the incident. Now, I thought that man, Mr. Ben, what was his name? Mr. Crumps and Bit T and Crumps. I meant to say Mr. Ben Crump. Shout out to him. But I don't know if he's with that firm or not. But I thought George Floyd's family was directly working with Mr. Crump. So it's going to be, there's a separate investigation pertaining to the case. All right. They are conducting their own probe, which they should as a family. I tell anybody, just like you purchase a home, get your own inspection. Okay. That's right. You're learning something over here. You know, if it ain't about mess, don't nobody want to hear it. But just don't care. 'Cause we ain't in competition with nobody. We stand on business. Facts are the facts. And if we say we moving on, we have the crazy power to simply ignore you and act like you never existed in this life. It's just that simple. Um, but the family is doing a good job. They're going to be probing, even though, they need to start that video that's officially out there. Um, they're questioning the one-sided federal investigation, and they have a right to their own opinion. They're seeking answers about the agent's presence and actions. Did he have a lawful right to be where he was? Like, see, they get ready to go deep down the rabbit hole. Okay, seeking answers. The family wants to know why federal agents were in that neighborhood and details about the officer's actions and medical response. And y'all know Renee Good lost her life, and they're saying this said ICE agent that was involved uh, had internal bleeding and this, and that, and the third. Okay, that's what we quickly heard after your president and your vice president came out. Even though there was no thorough investigation, family wasn't notified of no such thing. They made up their own thing and said, hey, the officer's justified. So there's a broader context. This case highlights um, a lot of challenges holding federal agents accountable for excessive force, even with public video evidence. And y'all know we witnessed this type of force actions with the George Floyd case and several cases that it's quite shocking that even after dealing with major cases, like George Floyd and all those different cases where it went down in history. It's quite shocking that these things are still happening. Okay? Now, y'all know this incident, it sparked a broader discussion. People were angry, outraged. I was too, but I never do anything without all the facts. The facts can make or break anything. That's why I'm saying this qualified immunity is very tricky. I don't know how a prosecutor or a defense for this ICE agent, they got their work cut out for them, okay? Because what I've watched, there was room for de escalation. Was Miss Good's rights being violated? Um, did she impede? Um, was she an angry protester that antagonized this ICE agent? Was he properly trained? Did he have any other means before he went from 0 to 100 real quick? Okay, you know, everybody is trained. There are levels. Um, just like you don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Okay, was the ICE agent said action warranted? That's going to be the question. Okay, it is a lot to prove, and then once again, that qualified immunity is very, very tricky. So the family looks like they are seeking answers. I don't know, if it's um answers for monetary gain or answers for, I don't know what the logistics of the whole entire case, but I'm hoping that it's strictly um for somebody to take accountability for the young lady losing her life just because she had a difference of opinion, and her and her wife, they certainly weren't there and ready to comply. They were more angry than anything, and for whatever reason, we'll never understand that. But let's be clear about it. We have to call a thing a thing. It wasn't like they were out there delivering milk and cookies, okay? Let's be clear. There was a lot of tension. There was a lot of things that I just simply wish that people would have backed off from. Maybe she still would have been here with her family. And this ICE agent, um, damn sure better have the lawful right to do what he's done. So far, I'm not really seeing any justification. What I'm seeing is there were missed opportunities, near misses, to de-escalate the situation. I'm always in the business of peace, just like the judge is always in peace on this incident. Now that's my take on Renee Good and the ICE agent. I'm going to be watching closely. If there's a trial, will he be put on trial? This, that, and third. How would this family's civil lawsuit? Will it turn out criminally eventually? I'm going to be watching because the people are watching, and this case will set the standard for each and every one of us. What happens if we decide to get up late in the midnight hour, go out there and protest? Okay, will we get the same fate? A lot of people always say it ain't me, I ain't worried about it, but listen, it certainly should be. It's worth a study, a case study. Let's be clear. Good morning, Luna. The 3 a.m. crew, y'all know the spirit hit the judge whenever. When you're homeless, allegedly, that's what you got to do when the spirit moves you. Happy Sunday, Luna. Oh, that's okay, Lemonade. It might be a delay on the stream, y'all. Y'all know how stream y'all is. In fact, when do they gotta be paid? Because they'll shut you down. Wait a minute, do I need stream y'all for the vertical? Anyway, good morning. Good morning. Yes, what are y'all thoughts on the Renee Good? If you could drop it in the chat, or I can understand if you're not in the politics or side effects of it all. But I think ultimately we all know that this young lady should still be here with her children. She had 3 children who no longer has her here. So prayers up to everybody because it's a triple effect. It's a ripple effect. It's a side effect. Everybody's affected by this ICE agent's actions as well as Miss Good's actions that day. And it just is what it is. It's so sad. So sad. The likes are like, and it was way more people up in here. That's okay. It's Sunday. You tell the Lord why you couldn't smash the like button. Take your little pathetic finger. Hate watching is a hard job. Got to be hard to hate watch. All day, every day. Good morning. Listen, this case will set the standard, the tone. Um, how we protest peacefully. Now, this immigration, man, it's a lot of things. Now, they are alleging there's a lot going on. Let me look at my little notes because, see, judges are always prepared. Now, they're alleging that they are not even looking at people's lawful paperwork. Say they just rounding people up and throwing them on planes and all this. I hope this is not America. I hope this is not the way we getting down, man. My God, on today. Lord have mercy. Um, Gila said, I think the ICE agent was wrong and he'll be protected and being held accountable. Yeah, but see, at the end of the day, it's always a higher authority and always a higher power. There's no way he's going to be able to live his life, man, from what he's done. And should um, he be protected? I don't think so. I absolutely don't think so because I can guarantee you from what I've seen, that man ain't even been with a gun and a badge for a month, okay? And this happens. It's crazy. Now, y'all know there's a young lady going around on this ninja net saying that she actually applied. Okay, I think she's a journalist on another channel. I'll drop it on my community wall. She's alleging that she went to go apply for ICE. And, they just hired her. They didn't do no background check. She didn't even know she was hired. So she looked up on their website, on ICE website, and they say, Miss So-and-so is an ICE agent. She was like, huh? So she ain't signed no paperwork. She ain't signed nothing. They just said, you hired, come and get X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. I guess to send her out. Like, if this is the standards for hiring, then we are absolutely in trouble. Okay? We are in trouble. No matter how you want to spin the block, we're going to be in trouble if that's what the standards for these ICE agents, all right? Now, this does not negate from the amazing work that a lot of the law enforcement officers do. Shout out to our police officers that get out here every day and do the daggone thing, okay, in the face of adversity, in face of it all and risking it all. They know. And I'm talking about these are experts with years and years and years and years of training. But ultimately, it's human training, okay, that they know it's wrong. And they want no affiliation, association. In fact, a lot of the uh, upper chain of command in different departments, they are alleging they will be arresting the said ICE agents, okay? So it could get ugly. Ultimately, I believe in resolve in anything. If it ain't making dollars, it ain't making sense. And if peace can be obtained in any situation or de-escalation, then why not do it? Y'all see what I'm talking about? Yes, indeed. I am 23 minutes in. That means we're going to be absolutely on our 30-minute mark. Good morning. Good morning. Let me see what you're saying in the chat. Yeah, where was the outrage when our people were being snatched out of our homes away? Yeah, I'm just saying that part. It's real fucking up that they just don't, care, period. Yeah, and it goes to show you, man, what we dealing with. Why was these different laws written and enacted years and years ago? Look what happened to that kid Rittenhouse. Yeah, yeah. Man, listen, I don't care who you love, the Buddha, the love, what else we got out here? Uh, the Amish, I mean, whoever you pray to or whatever. Um, don't take a rocket scientist to see that humility is dead, okay? I don't understand when we've become, no, I understand we fuss and fight, argue, fuss and fight, but ultimately, I could never wish death and evil upon anybody. That's just a moral thing. Like, have we no more morals any have we no more morals? Like we just don't care no more. It's just like I don't get it. I don't get it. Like I said, I respect everybody's opinion, but don't get mad at Judge Shady for hers. All right. I'm not in the business, as I've stated, and I'm not going to be repeating anything. And don't mistake for what the judge is saying. What I'm saying, if I've moved on, actively moved on for something, then that's just that. I have to respectfully bow out. Love y'all a bunch. You understand what I'm saying? And in this particular case, it just shows that sometimes we focus on things that honestly just don't matter in life. And at some point, we let a mess, all of us let a mess, but we've got to figure out what's going on in the real world too, y'all. Like we are so far behind. There's unrest, there's duress, and it just, I start weighing the big picture. Like at the end of the day, what is it? What is it all for? What is it all for? I don't get it. I was quite alarmed. The fact that these officers, these ICE agents are not really trained, and there's a lack thereof, and lack of communication. There's no clear establishment of their job description. Like it's crazy to me. I honestly don't understand why this young man wasn't immediately arrested. Um, you know, until the facts were worked out. Qualified immunity was established, perhaps. It has to be warranted and justified, of course. But why wasn't the protocol and the procedure? Like, this young man does not have the law enforcement background, okay? I need to see what that training record looked like. I'm trying to get my hands on it. It's very hard, guys. But patience is a virtue. Man, y'all rocked out with me for almost 30 minutes. See, this is the real YouTube, okay? You guys could have been somewhere where they murking somebody. Yes, it is infuriating. And I listen, man. I just we're losing people behind this unrest, and people are just innocent people are being rounded up. Families are being uprooted, and that's in our immigration community. Immigration laws are being violated, and people are just not having their say. They're not being able to fight. It's quite sad. One young lady said her husband is in the country, America, the U.S. legally, and he just took his baby to school, and they done rounded him up. Okay, and so where's the lawmakers? There's a couple of pushback in different cities. Oh, Minnesota mayor is now under investigation by the DOJ. Y'all know how they do, get real petty with it. They're going after the mayor and somebody else. Lord have mercy. Y'all know that mayor was like, get the out. He hit the F-bomb on him. But it just goes to show you the level of frustration that's going on with America. This is not America. This is not where we solve problems in the middle of a street, in the middle of a gunfight. We once was the America that did care about the side effects and the ramifications of our actions. Have we just gotten so far away from that as a society? We talk about, as the United States, other countries, and we thumb our nose up and this, that, and the third. But it's this level of disrespect for the people for me. And somebody's got to check it. That's why Judge Shady Court going to bring herself up out of the gutter in this on this ninja net. You ain't got to hear it. The message is clear. Nobody is safe. Have we gotten so far away from the laws, man? Somebody take me back. I want to go back. Take me back to that place where we actually cared. Might be too much to ask, but guess what? It's never too late. Prayers up to Renee Good's family. Prayers up to all the victims. I still have hope. What about you guys? These type of discussions absolutely will warrant change at some point, in my own opinion. I'm sure ICE doesn't follow written approved protocols. No, they have no clue what they're doing. See, there are SOPs and there are guidelines for everything law enforcement does. But these ICE agents, they don't have to enact body cam footage. What? They don't have to take the mask off. Make it make sense. I'm just Shady Court. I'm going to be in these YouTube streets because I'm not tired. Love you guys a bunch. I'll see you guys or not, okay, for Sunday service. Might be a day of atoning. See you guys later. Bye.